Alright guys, today I'm going to go over a mistake I made and definitely set the record straight when it comes down to the last video. It's only fair. We're talking about Pokemon investments that I can even show. I make mistakes just like every other human being, and today we'll go over it right after this. Alright guys, I'm Andy with Northwoods TCG, and today of course we're going to be covering the previous video, which were 3 Pokemon investments to jump on now. Once again, this is kind of a go over video, kind of talking about a mistake I made in that particular video. And once again, it didn't really change the video all that much because I did discuss the opportunities of what would happen if a buy or a reprint did happen in that particular set. So today we're going to go ahead and jump in on that, and this isn't going to be a very long video. Of course, this is an odd day for me to be doing a video, but today is a good day just to go over it right away and nip it in the butt before it becomes anything bigger than what it really is. So when I did the video, I did it last Thursday. At that point in time, I had not heard of any reprints, but apparently they were starting to show up that they were making announcements on reprints through emails from distributors on Crown Zenith. Now, if you watched the end of my video and got to that third particular product, I talked about Crown Zenith ETBs being a decent buy around that $60 range. You know, you could see them on TCG Player by around 65. And I did state don't buy them at 65 because you can look around and find them typically a little bit lower, somewhere around that $60 range, and sometimes just slightly under it if you search eBay and look at different sites and things like that, because sometimes you get a little bit better pricing depending on where you look and who's selling them. So once again, I did put that out there that there was a potential for a reprint. I didn't think it was very likely considering there was still quite a bit of product out there on that particular set. And overall, it seems like Pokemon in general is moving away from that Sword and Shield block. Well, of course, as soon as that video went out, it did not age very well. And I will say that I made a mistake. I recorded that on Thursday, like I said. As you saw in Friday's video, I said I was doing that video and I already had it in hand. And Friday's video was leading into that one. And once again, that kind of shows that sometimes trying to orchestrate and work ahead on videos I was trying to do in that particular case is not always the best thing in this market, which is why sometimes it seems like I'm tired, sometimes it seems like I'm behind, and sometimes I just don't get videos done, is just due to the fact that the market changes incredibly quickly. And to sit there and try and put out a video and discuss, you know, what to buy right now in even a week, you know, just over that little bit of a half a week, it changed a ton. But I will apologize to anybody who I said that to. I did release a video still, even after I'd heard people sitting there. I didn't pull the video down because honestly, they're still a good buy. Personally, Crown Zenith to me is going to do extremely well over time. It's going to be a timing thing. Once again, if we do get a reprint of this particular product coming up right now, I don't see that hindering the overall performance of Crown Zenith. It's a fun set. A lot of people like to still box break it, even going through and watching breaking sites. Yeah, they're stuck on Obsidian Flame right now. They're preparing for Pokemon 151. But overall, as an investment, Crown Zenith is still opened a lot. People are still buying ETBs of this particular product, and we're seeing this product still being spent. And that's a good thing when it comes down to the overall performance of your sealed ETBs in that particular product. So once again, we don't know how big the reprint is. I've talked to a couple people, and thanks to the people on Discord, you know, Old School Pokemon, and them guys who came on really quickly when I asked the question on Discord, because these people have contacts with distribution in order to be able to tell me, yeah, no, we got the email here middle last week, and of course Eli put it out on Pokemart USA today, just before my video talking about the fact that that reprint was coming. So once again, guys, if you guys are interested in Crown Zenith, once again, now might be the time to be looking at it, because prices are going to start falling if we are getting a reprint. People have an announcement of reprint, and going into September and October might be the time to be looking at that particular ETB. So once again, it's not necessarily that the video is way off. It's just the actual buying it now around that $60 range might have put you in a little bit more of a bad position. Not really bad, because I do think it will catch up to that pretty quickly, even on a reprint on that particular set. I know some people that love opening that thing, and box breakers and stuff are purchasing it pretty quickly. So that means that they see the opportunity to continue to open that on air. And that's exactly what's a good thing when it comes down to, you know, Crown Zenith. A set like this, that's the same thing with the Obsidian Flame. Why I see there's being potential is it's fun to open. When a set's fun to open, you tend to be able to sell it quickly, and more packs get open. And when more packs get open, the sealed part of it becomes more valuable over time. So once again, when it comes down to your Pokemon investment, is Crown Zenith a bad investment? No. If you were to buy it around $58 to $60 that it was in the market, as of last Thursday. Would that be a bad buy? Not really. I think overall, this reprint's coming, and it may be for the holiday season. Maybe they're preparing for Black Friday. Maybe this is something they were going to put on the Black Friday deal, which, you know, sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. And I haven't seen a holiday set really be printed heavily for the Black Friday, but definitely with the holiday season coming up, they're definitely going to be printing some different items that were hot or really popular sets in the past few, last year for sure. So once again, Crown Zenith might be part of that ploy. Maybe we'll see a huge, massive reprint so that every store has stock of this coming into the holiday season, but it's to be seen yet when it comes down to that. Overall, like I said, I think there's still great opportunity in Crown Zenith. I don't think there's any problem with purchasing it. Currently, it just puts more emphasis on the fact that you should probably be watching this if you were thinking of this as a Pokemon sealed investment, and Crown Zenith was your Pokemon sealed investment of choice, then it's definitely maybe the time to really start focusing in on that. But once again, this video was for me saying I made a mistake. I didn't catch it soon enough. I did talk to my distributor right before I made that video, and I use ACD distributor. My friend works there, and he didn't know. He knew about the Morpeko V-Union boxes coming, and to me that made more sense for Black Friday coming out in October for that holiday season, because you get the playmat, you get the the Morpeko, you get all those kind of things inside of it. It's a little bit more of a bundle compared to the ETB. So once again, maybe that's a factor why they're making the ETBs, is they made those bundles and they decided to make the ETBs because they had a lot of packs left over. Sometimes that'll happen, meaning it might be a smaller ETB reprint, but a lot of those Morpeko V-Union boxes might be coming out. So once again, there's those opportunities that are out there. Do I think that it's a horrible mistake to go ahead and purchase this and get into Crown Zenith? No, I think that just opened up another opportunity for the people that are watching the market to know about it and then be able to adapt and really focus on catching these at the bottom dollars. And that way you can really catch a set that you thought or think is a great investment or going to be a good performing investment overall. You can get into it at a lot better price. So great opportunities, great things coming forward with that. Granted, I didn't want to see a Crown Zenith reprint at this point in time. Overall, I feel like the set itself was starting to lose its thunder, and it was really starting to fall behind, especially with Pokemon 151 coming out at the exact same time period. That's really going to hinder the overall performance and may stagnate that for a little bit longer than what we were hoping. My hope is that this does not become like a Shining Fate set where they just continue to reprint this for 2 years over and over and over again. That would be absolutely detrimental to this and would take a lot longer to get out of it. But there again, you might be seeing some really good pricing on more ETBs. So if you were to buy them on this reprint, get them around that $52 range. Once again, even the pre-orders. So I went around and dug around on Twitter, and I found one site that was talking about the potentials for pre-orders, and they listed 3 different sites that had pre-orders on them, and they were still pre-ordering them around $54 to $60. So once again, we're not seeing a drastic drop below that $50 range for the MSRP of this particular set, but we are definitely seeing the pricing being slightly above that just from them. So whether or not they've gotten allocations and final numbers from distributors, I don't know. People on Discord that I was talking to, like Old School, said that he has not gotten his allocations or any numbers on it for what he's receiving, and that's as of today. This is Monday, August 14th. I talked to them here on Discord, and he just said they just sent out the email saying they were interested in purchasing products, but they have not gotten allocations. So we have no idea how big or small this particular reprint is. It could be massive, it could be small. That's yet to be seen. But once again, this video is just pretty much to say I screwed up. And once again, that's the interesting thing is when it comes down to the Pokemon market, that even when times are a little bit slower and things are moving a little bit slower, it just shows even to myself, once again, that I can't make videos that far in advance. It just ends up being an issue where, I say things in that video, and then by the time I released that video on Monday, it was loaded on Friday with the other video. And by Monday, all this news was rolling out, and there was a lot of things coming out when it came down to that Crown Zenith ETB reprint. So I apologize to any of my viewers, anybody in the community. Once again, try to stay positive, try to make sure that I give you the best news and the best information that I can. But just like anybody, I make mistakes, and sometimes I don't catch everything. And that's just the fact of life. Hopefully you guys hadn't moved on that, but there was a lot of comments when that video came out pretty quickly that there was reprints already announced on that. So I thank you to the community members that definitely pointed that out there. And when I was asking you guys, where you're getting the information, because I was trying to find it too when I was getting all this getting all these messages, definitely thank you for everybody kind of pointed them out and talked about where they were seeing it, because that way I could sit there and track it and get an actual confirmation myself. because sometimes I don't just take content creators, even like myself. I mean, sometimes we make information to try and push our channels, and sometimes that information can be skewed. And that was one of the situations where I hear it from one content creator, and yet the bigger content creators that would normally talk about it haven't yet. It makes me question it. But yes, I do have confirmation from several different people that have distribution contacts that are purchasing this product from distribution that it is happening. So yes, we have a confirmed Crown Zenith Morpeko V Union box and a ETB reprint coming here in October. Just so everybody knows, watch your calendars and watch the product lines. When you see them coming through, there might be a great opportunity for you guys to pick those up at that great price that I was talking about in the last video, and get in on it before the pricing really does get out of control. Granted, I think it might be a couple years before we see any real growth on any of these sets now at this point in time. So, you know, if you want to wait on it and see when it starts to move up in price, you can do that also. So there's some different options when it comes down to Crown Zenith now, with that reprint being announced. So other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Once again, I apologize. I'm never perfect. I never claim to be. And this is just a perfect example where I wanted to get on top of it and tell you guys that I made a mistake. Anybody who watches the last video, and hopefully you catch this video, you know, watch Crown Zenith pricing here coming up in September and October. It looks like the pricing is going to continue to fall as that reprint comes up, and as we find out how big and what the allocations are going to be for that product. So other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this is a little bit helpful to try and clear up some of that part of it. That way you know it was my mistake, and it was 100% me. I didn't do the research before the video released on Monday when I recorded it on Thursday, and I didn't have time this weekend to really chase down and be sure of it. But other than that, guys, hopefully it's some good information. Hopefully I continue to give you good information for your market analysis and your information. And other than that, we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.